better or worse, the landscape of new generation wrestling is about to change forever. After months of talking, months of anticipation, it is now finally time for Team Warfare.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the first participant. He is the current, reigning, and defending NGW Undisputed Champion, the Show Stealer, Nathan Cruz.
Dave Bradshaw here alongside former British Heavyweight Champion Alex Shane. And Alex, Nathan Cruz lifting up those undisputed championship belts, but is he about to wave goodbye to them?
Well, if there's one thing we've learned about Nathan Cruz on this programme, it's that for a young man, Cruz can take more pressure than anyone in British wrestling I've ever seen at his level. And believe me, wrestling for those belts on national and international television, his level in British wrestling is very high. But has he crossed the line and taken one step too far? Because the pressure that he takes on his shoulders in this epic Team Warfare showdown may be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
It is not only the future of this company that is on the line, it is the future of his championship reign. As you say, he has gone all in on this match. And frankly, the hand he has been dealt is not a good one. 2 of his 4 team members are out.
It's no exaggeration to say, Dave Bradshaw, that the last 7 days couldn't have been worse for the Show Stealer.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, representing Control.
So Cruz awaits the first of 4 opponents.
Oh, wow.
Until earlier this week, we didn't know if Zach Gibson was going to accept Richie West's offer to join Team Control, but he has accepted, and Nathan Cruz is livid, absolutely furious with Liverpool's number 1.
And what a way to kick things off, because if there's any sporting rivalry bigger than Cruz v Gibson in British wrestling today, then I, Dave Bradshaw, do not know what it is, and that's how we start Team Warfare.
Ladies and gentlemen, the newest member of Control, Zach Gibson.
Richie West with a smirk on his face. He believes the stars are aligning for him and for the Control, with Gibson joining them. 2 members of Team NGW, El Ligero and Liam Slater, taken out last week. It does seem as though the odds are stacked in favour of Richie West.
And did you see the look on Nathan Cruz's face? It was almost as if, until he saw Gibson walk out with Richie West, he couldn't quite believe it was going to happen, but unfortunately for the Show Stealer, it just has.
You know, Cruz's words in that video package we saw before the match, I wonder how much they've got to Gibson. Cruz saying the only reason that Gibson has joined Team Control is that he doesn't believe he can win the NGW Undisputed title if Cruz is the champion.
It's a good point, but one thing I'd put out there is it may just be similar to what Gibson's done to Cruz. Cruz trying to verbally and mentally get under the skin of Liverpool's number 1.
Well, for better or worse, here we go. Team Warfare is underway. Collar and elbow tie-up between Cruz and Gibson. Now the rules here are that every couple of minutes a new competitor is going to enter the match. Team Control have won the right to have their people enter first. So every couple of minutes there's going to be a 1-man advantage for Richie West's team.
Well, when we saw Nathan Cruz against Rampage Brown, who fought for that advantage, many viewers didn't realise just the ramifications and implications of Cruz losing that match to Rampage Brown. And that essentially means that during this match, there will always be an advantage for Team Control. It will be a 2-on-1, a 3-on-2, and then a 4-on-3. And who's to say that Cruz even has teammates? At this point, all we know is Matt Myers. We are unaware of any other partners for the Show Stealer.
Lots of question marks, lots of unknowns. As Cruz goes for an early cover on Gibson there. Of course, that would be one way to diminish that advantage. If he could eliminate Gibson, he would eliminate the disadvantage his team is at.
And Gibson goes for that Shankly Gates early, and you imagine what a coup that would be to take out the team captain in the early goings, but something tells me it's not going to happen.
Cruz going for the submission. Gibson going to the bottom rope, so both men escaping attempts at submission holds from the other in the early going. We've got to go to a break. We'll be back with Team Warfare in just a moment. It is all on the line here on NGW British Wrestling Weekly as Team Warfare got underway before the break. We know it's Nathan Cruz against Zach Gibson to start things out, but that's the countdown, Alex. We're about to find out the second member of Team Control.
And that sound's always been ominous, but for Nathan Cruz, we said before the stakes haven't been higher, and that must be the most unpleasant sound that Cruz can hear right now. Oh, God. Wow.
Here he comes, Rampage Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, the third man in the match, representing Control, Rampage Brown.
And doesn't it seem strange that we began season 3 with the ultimate showdown, Rampage Brown, Nathan Cruz and Zach Gibson, and we end season 3 with these 3 men in the ring again, but instead of it being all against all, it is 2 against Cruz.
I think Richie West has deliberately chosen this sequence with Gibson first, Brown second. This is a tremendously intimidating duo, and they have a real chance of eliminating Cruz.
Well, that was interesting, Dave, because Rampage Brown wanted to get in the ring and Zach Gibson wouldn't tag him, and we've known for a long time that Gibson has just wanted to prove he is a better professional wrestler than Nathan Cruz, and that's the reason I believe we didn't see the tag.
Gibson continuing to take the fight to Cruz. Cruz with the high knee, battling back. And Cruz, maybe going for that show stolen. Instead, Gibson sends him into the corner. This is back and forth, constant swings in momentum. But here comes Rampage Brown, and that's what that one-man advantage will do for you.
Wow, that was a difference maker, because Nathan Cruz, and there's the tag. Nathan Cruz landed hard, and it looked like he landed on that arm, which is good news for Richie West if Zach Gibson intends to apply that Shankly Gate submission.
That's a great point, yeah, that arm considerably weakened. You've got to be from that hard landing on the hard floor outside the ring. Rampage just enjoying administering this beating on Nathan Cruz.
And referee Steve Linsky is going to have to keep a close eye on this one. Don't forget that Linsky was the referee for that ultimate showdown, and he has been drafted in for 2 reasons. Number 1, because he's the most experienced referee in British wrestling today, and number 2, because Adam J has been banned by Richie West in the Control, and the count is back on.
So things are about to even up, and in the nick of time for the NGW Undisputed Champion.
The 4th competitor, representing Team NGW, the Gen X League Champion, the amazing Matt Myers!
It's great to see the Gen X Champion Matt Myers, but we haven't really learned anything from that, because we already knew that Myers was going to be out here to help Cruz. The question is, Alex, do they have anyone else, or is this it?
And Cruz makes the tag to Myers, and holds amazing Matt Myers. The Gen X League Champion is in, with Liverpool's number 1, Zach Gibson.
This is the exact kind of break that Cruz needed. Myers going to take some of the load off his back, and Myers with a back elbow on Gibson. Matt Myers is fired up.
That's the advantage that you get by being the fresh man in the match. And this is a brand new matchup for here on British Wrestling Weekly, and a huge greeting to Rawsontown by Myers.
There's a cover, and Gibson could have been taken out right there, able to kick out. Richie West, that smirk has been wiped off his face as he's seeing Matt Myers take advantage, take control, if you will, of this match for Team NGW.
And Gibson makes the tag to Rampage Brown, and that unit is looking far more cohesive than it was earlier. Drop toe hold there by Rampage, and a tag back into Cruz. And this is what they're going to need to do, Dave, if they want to take out the most unstoppable force in British wrestling today.
And they do have the advantage, they know each other so well. Cruz and Myers are best friends, and the fact that they know each other, they can almost know what each other is thinking, that's going to help them in the battle against this just beast of a man, Rampage Brown.
Well, when you go to war, Dave, you want to have someone by your side who has your back and who you trust. And there has never been a bigger war on British Wrestling Weekly than the match we're seeing right now, NGW Team Warfare.
Myers, the front face lock, able to back into his own corner, and Cruz will continue to bring the fight to Rampage.
Now this is where it's going to get really interesting, Dave, because we know that another member of the Control, one of the Proven, will come in next. The countdown's on, but at this point, Myers and Cruz may be without partners and be on their own.
So which member of the Proven is it going to be? Myers with the vertical suplex on Brown. Cover gets a 2 count. All eyes towards the stage at the moment.
And they can afford to take their time, Dave, because they have a match-long advantage here. It's Cash Crash.
The 5th competitor representing Control, Cash Crash.
Crash instantly making an impact. He's distracted Myers. And that's given Rampage a chance to get back into this. Rampage very cleverly sending Myers to the outside where he's at the mercy of Cash Crash.
And Nathan Cruz, unfortunately for him, distracting Steve Linsky because tag rules still apply in this one. There are countouts, there are disqualifications, but you know, Nathan Cruz said earlier that there is a long list of people that do not like Richie West in the Control. But my question for you, Dave, is do any of those people have a grudge or a grievance strong enough to risk being opposed to the Control should they win Team Warfare and gain control of everything?
Next couple of minutes here, I would say, are going to be pivotal, because if it is the case that Nathan Cruz and Matt Myers have not found anyone else to join their team, then this is over. I think this is over right now, and the Control will have full control of NGW.
And the Control have never been beaten as a unit. Now Mark Haskins, we know he was injured in that match with Sammy Callahan, not clear to wrestle, but even with Zach Gibson in there, you have Rampage Brown and the Proven, who are a strong unit, and that's a huge advantage, even before you throw in the handicap advantage that we have throughout this contest.
So Rampage and Kaz Crash continuing to double team on Myers for a moment now. It's Rampage in there on his own, but just methodically and ruthlessly doing damage to the Gen X champion.
Dave, that countdown is on, and this really is the moment of truth, not just for Cruz and Myers, but for NGW as a whole. Oh, no way!
Well, that's the music of Britain's biggest tag team.
Dave, if this is the case, oh, the Sticks!
Oh my God!
Ladies and gentlemen, the 6th competitor representing Team NGW, Sticks!
It's Sticks! Sticks with the spear on Gibson!
And look at the look on Cruz's face, even Cruz looks surprised. And there's no secret about the rivalry between Sticks and Colossus and the Proven. We thought that because what we'd seen with Insane Fight, and Sticks gets the official tag.
And Sticks is in. Sticks may have made a huge difference to Team Warfare. Look at Sticks just battering Kaz Crash, and now picks up Rampage and slams him into the opposite corner.
Wow.
Sticks is on fire.
This is huge, Dave. This could just be the difference maker for Team Warfare. Oh my God.
Well, miscommunication and miscue sends Kaz Crash twice into Rampage Brown with the help of the heavyweight House of Pain. Sticks with Crash on his shoulders, drops him down.
Sticks proving to be a huge difference maker in Team Warfare, but a big kick there by Rampage Brown. And never forget the Control's unstoppable monster, my lord. Huge power slam.
Well, Rampage Brown came into this tonight thinking it was going to be a cakewalk towards winning the NGW Undisputed title, but the arrival of Sticks has made all the difference.
And listen to this packed crowd at the whole City Hall. They have come alive, because for the first time in this one, victory is in the sights of Team NGW.
Sticks unloading on Kaz Crash. The crowd counting along. Our fans here in Hull City Hall firmly behind Team NGW.
And Sticks, he's a big man to be going to that top rope. And if he can hit something from here, look at this. Is this going to be 10? He counted from 1, 1 to 9, and what a huge 10 this could be. Huge splash.
Big splash by Styx. Kaz Crash could be out here. Oh, he just got that right shoulder up. And that means that Team Control will maintain the advantage because we are about to see the arrival of their fourth and final member, Sam Wilder.
The seventh competitor, representing Control, Sam Wilder.
Well, great strategy there from Styx, Dave. He cut Sam Wilder off before he could even get in the ring. And he's back up. Oh!
Wilder fighting back and knocking Styx off the top rope. Now Crash tagging in his longtime tag partner, Sam Wilder. They are doing a number on Styx.
Beautiful neck breaker there by Kaz Crash. Sam Wilder in for the pin. We're going to have to take a very short commercial break. But Dave, I have not seen Colossus Kennedy in the building today. Will he be the final member of Team NGW? Well, if anyone needs it, it's Styx.
Will Colossus Kennedy join Team NGW? If not, who will? We'll find out next. Team warfare continues here on NGW British Wrestling Weekly. Before the break, Styx became the third man in Team NGW, Alex, but we still don't know if his tag partner Colossus or if someone else is going to be man number 4.
And we're going to find out very shortly, but right now we have a full deck of Team Control as referee Steve Linsky reprimands Rampage Brown. And look at the confidence on the face of Brown, because right now British Wrestling's most dangerous unit are taking, pun intended, control.
Kaz Crash with the snapmare on Styx, and now we are going to find out.
It's the moment of truth in the biggest match in NGW history. Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, the eighth and final competitor, representing Team NGW, Colossus!
Yes, Colossus! Colossus is here! Look at the size of him! And he takes out both of the Proven immediately!
And this is the biggest difference maker imaginable, the biggest wrestler in NGW history. And look at him, just dominating the control.
Colossus Kennedy is going to charge, and a massive avalanche!
But the ring just moved. Oh my God.
Double shoulder block. And the Proven are down, but here comes Rampage Brown.
Look at this one. Look at this showdown. It's a first on this program, and what a huge first it is. Oh
God, Rampage grabbed around the throat by Colossus Kennedy. Rampage can't even lift him. Kennedy takes him down.
Have you ever seen Rampage Brown manhandled like this? And Nathan Cruz, talk about people who hated the control. He's found possibly the biggest two in every way. Huge double chokeslam.
Kennedy, with a single stroke, takes out half of Team Control.
And earlier on, the Proven were the most successful tag team in NGW to be in this match. But now we have the former tag team champions. And Dave, look on the stage. Look up on the stage.
That's Joe Hendry.
I was just talking about the tag team championships, and Hendry is holding those belts that he stole, along with Team Insane Fight Club from Styx and Colossus.
Why is he here? He has nothing to do with this match.
Well, he vowed revenge on Styx and Colossus for what they did to his teammate Lionheart, getting him stretchered out, and Styx has got to keep his head in the game.
Styx is allowing himself to be distracted by Joe Hendry. Styx and Colossus, with those prized tag team titles for so long, must be incredibly galling to see them over the shoulders of Hendry.
And he's got to remember in the Ultimate Showdown, Steve Linsky, Colossus Kennedy breaking the counter, Steve Linsky, but Styx needs to get back in this ring. The stakes are too high to get distracted. Styx took it so personally. He was the man that was pinned by Hendry, Dave.
And Kennedy is trying to talk some sense into Styx.
Oh, here comes Kaz Crash.
Well, now the Proven are out there as well.
Yeah, they want a shot of those belts, and it's broken down.
So Styx and Colossus, Britain's biggest tag team, fighting the Proven.
And they've got to be careful. Look at Matt Myers and Nathan Cruz. Linsky's...
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Linsky has disqualified the team of the Proven and Colossus and Styx.
What? Oh my goodness! My goodness! That's wiped out half of Team Warfare in one go.
Well, I mean, credit to Linsky. At least he made it fair. And and now it's a 2-on-2, but that is a huge, huge game changer.
So now it's essentially a tag team elimination match. 2-on-2, but we are going to keep going here until both men on one team have been pinned or submitted.
And don't forget, Cruz and Gibson have been in this one the longest at a massive double clothesline since Cruz and Rampage down.
Myers sent into the corner by Gibson. Moves out of the way. Charges back after him. A back elbow by Gibson. Got the stakes so high now. We're down to 2-on-2.
He went for that Merseyside drop, but Myers blocked it, and he landed knee first with that moonsault.
Gibson with that intense glare on his face.
Oh!
Referee Linsky got hit in the face.
That made a huge spot. Massive smack there. Linsky's down to one knee. Gibson, big uppercut.
Gibson gonna pick up. Oh my! That was a stunner! A stunner, and Myers stunner!
But the full sent him into Brown. Rampage has made the tag and takes his head off with that clothesline. Oh.
Rampage Brown. Oh, the power driver! Oh, no.
That's all. That is all. And, oh, Linsky didn't see the tag.
Oh, hang on, yeah, Linsky was down in the corner, and I don't think he saw. He didn't see it, did he?
Not Rampage is furious. There was a tag. But Linsky, look at this.
But he can't call what he doesn't see. Linsky did not see that tag from Gibson.
Oh, God, it's breaking down with Gibson and Brown.
This was always the danger of putting Gibson on team control.
The animosity between these two has always been at a fever pitch, and I guess that's a tag.
Well, now there's no doubt. Rampage is the legal man, but the chance to eliminate Myers is gone.
He's going for it. Oh, no! Oh, wow!
Gibson just attacked Rampage Brown.
Oh, my. That may have just saved the bacon of Matt Myers. That's a huge turnaround, and look at Richie West.
West doesn't want to be in there.
He's got that contract. Remember, Gibson has been offered the first show against Brown. If Brown wins, and...
Oh my word! Zach Gibson ripping up Richie West's contract.
Oh. That is a bad move by Richie West. Look. Oh!
He went for a second time. Gibson, Shankly Gates on Richie West.
And listen to this crowd, Dave. Oh!
Look at it locked in. Look at the agony etched across the face of Richie West.
And there's no point tapping West. And this is... a glance there between Cruz and Gibson.
Well, Gibson, as it turned out, could not coexist with Rampage Brown and Richie West. And Zach Gibson is walking out of here.
Well, we expected drama, Dave. But, I mean, this is just surpassed expectations. But it's still going. Oh, can Cruz get the tag?
Myers tags Cruz, and the NGW undisputed champion is in. Look at him unload on Rampage Brown.
Cruz and Brown, Dave. This is what it's always been about. And now Cruz up for the show stolen, center of the ring.
He's got it. Can he cover him?
Oh, Rampage Brown's out.
To retain. And Richie West saves the match for team control.
Wow, it was so close, but not close enough, because team warfare continues. And Cruz, don't get distracted.
Cruz is furious at Richie West. Linsky's taken another shot.
And he landed hard there. And this is looking bad. And he goes for that pile driver.
Brown's going to go for it. He's already hit it on Myers.
Cruz fights out of that with everything he has left. Oh,
Myers stunner on Rampage.
Up into the show stolen. Dave, center of the ring, there's no referee.
He's got it. Cruz with the cover.
Oh,
here comes the referee.
It's Adam J.
Yes. Team NGW wins. Team NGW wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the team of the amazing Matt Myers, the show stealer Nathan Cruz, team Generation Wrestling!
On a night where the stakes had never been higher than at any point in NGW history, Nathan Cruz and Team NGW went all in and they have saved the company. Alex, the Control is no more.
The Control has finished its reign of terror.
Which means that the Control must disband immediately.
Wow, it's finally happened, Dave. It's been dreamt about, talked about, and to conclude season 3, it's become a reality. And look at Richie West shoving Adam J and oh!
Cruz has West. Cruz has West. Show stolen, and has there ever been a more deserved show stolen in history?
And that is a sight and an image that will live with NGW forever. Matt Myers, the Gen X League champion, and Nathan Cruz, the undisputed NGW champion, best friends, hugging referee Adam J, who was banished by Richie West, all of them in the centre of the ring to see off season 3 and usher in a new era in new generation wrestling.
Nathan Cruz remains the undisputed champion of NGW. Matt Myers, the Gen X champion, may challenge him on another day, but tonight it's all about Team NGW, who have defeated and destroyed the Control.